Welcome to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the big butch manly pop culture podcast that likes to be gay and to do crime. I am Andre Wheeler.
And I am Shane Holland.
And today we talk... Sorry, I'll stop doing it now. Today we're talking about Danger Diabolik.
Which is not how it's pronounced.
Sorry, Danger Diabolik. I hate it. The 1968 cult classic crime film from writer-director Mario Bava, based on the Italian comic series Diabolik, presumably, by Angela and Luciana Giussani. The movie stars Barbarella's John Philip Law, Thunderball's Adolfo Celli, Giallo superstar Marissa Mell, and legendary British character actor Terry Thomas. It also features music by the legend Ennio Morricone. Danger Diabolik was one of several high-camp productions to come out of Italian cinema in the 1960s, many of them headed by producer Dino De Laurentiis. The movie is considered a sister production to Barbarella, and in fact, John Philip Law was cast in Barbarella first, but filmed Barbarella second, because Barbarella was a bigger production. He still had to audition, but they said he was perfect. He had been filling his eyebrows in and learning eyebrow acting, so I thought in tribute to that.
Well done. This is the first time I've ever seen you with eyebrows.
Hello!
Yes,
Honestly,
I too have been
right.
filling in my eyebrows.
The plot of the movie.
Good luck.
World-renowned thief Diabolik commits a series of outrageous crimes with his lover Eva Kant, dogged at every step by Inspector Ginkgo. When the crime boss Valmont offers to aid Ginkgo in capturing Diabolik, the pursuit turns deadly.
Quite deadly. This film, I couldn't believe what we were watching, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, when they say sister movie to Barbarella, they're not wrong. Like, there's very much a lot of what we love about Barbarella is in this movie. It's not, I would say, not the equal to Barbarella, but Barbarella's the greatest movie ever made, so how could it be? But it is a very, very surprising and enjoyable movie that I had never seen. Like, I knew about it, and yet I think I'd just been postponing watching it in case it disappointed me.
And same, a coworker told me about this film years ago, and I brought it to your attention, and I think you were like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. I've been meaning to watch it. But we should do it for the pod. And the timing just was never right, or we knew that eventually we knew that we wanted to do it in this format. And things just came together, and off of the back burner it came. And yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I thought that this was a visually sumptuous movie. I thought it had a bonkers plot that was hard to follow, but honestly, the plot came second. This was like the main event was John Philip Law and Marissa Mell. Such an incredible duo, and just so fun. Camp is right. High camp is correct. This movie knows exactly what it is, and it was a relief.
It's a little more grounded than I expected to begin with. Like, I mean, I wouldn't describe this as a grounded movie, but it's set contemporarily to when it was filmed, and it's set in the world in which we exist. You know, it's not like Flash Gordon, it's not like Barbarella in that regard. Diabolik is not a superhuman, I don't think, although he does learn some things from Tibetan yogis, I think, that would qualify as superpowers. But yes, it is more grounded than I expected, and then exceedingly not grounded at all the more it chugs along, you know? It's those characters are comic booky, and I say that as someone that writes comic books and knows how offensive that term can be to my people. But I think everyone understands what comic booky means. It's a specific thing, and honestly, it's a proud thing. Like, I love comic booky movies, even if they aren't based on comic books.
Mm-hmm.
It is camp, and camp is beautiful.
I think it is important to note that we both thought that this movie was called Danger Diabolik for the longest time. Yes. And the movie wasted no time in telling us, no, his name is Diabolik. That was surprising to me.
Very. I know the film in Italian is just called Diabolik, but maybe it's called Diabolik. Maybe that's where we get it from. Maybe the Italians pronounce it differently, and we were like, no, Diabolik. I don't know who thought that sounded better. It very clearly says bollock at the end of it, so not great.
And I'm a lot of bollocks in this film.
So much bollocks. And also some other things that surprised me. Valmont versus Diabolik is very secondary to Valmont versus... That's the real thrust of it. And it's like Lupin. It's like a bunch of other Lupin, but I'm sure the English dub says Lupin. And a bunch of other like criminal as protagonist stories, movies, comics. Like the detective is the nemesis.
Hero as, or like villain as protagonist. I found it hard to believe that we were rooting for Diabolik, considering the amount of murder that he commits in cold blood throughout the film.
When he was just killing cops, it was like, sure.
Yeah.
But
Get it.
when he started killing everyone in the financial district, like, that seems like too much.
That was pretty wild. He also, I'm pretty sure, ruins the world economy, which...
Yeah.
I mean, let's end capitalism, but it was absolutely shocking.
Yeah. When other people have done that, we haven't necessarily cheered them on. So,
right. Right.
Why is no one from Lehman Brothers in prison right now? The other big surprise for me was Eva Kant. I did not know that he had a female partner, that he had a single lover. Like, I expected we would get a string of babes all through the movie that were sort of disposable and expendable. No, quite the contrary. This is one of the few heroes in this genre who would die for the woman he loves rather than let the woman he loves die. So that was really refreshing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was so nice that Ava was a partner in crime and not a damsel in distress. There is a moment where he has to save her, but that is not like, it didn't feel like that was the crux of the film. It felt like that was just another chapter in this story that was made up of a bunch of mini stories. In that way, it felt very comic booky, that we were getting like a serial kind of style film, but that Ava has so much agency and she has so much to do, and also she's so beautiful, and they're like stealing all these jewels for her, and truly, like, most of this is so that he can win her affection, which he already has.
Yes.
It was mind-blowingly positive female representation in her character, at least.
Yeah. And her name is Eva Kant. I mean, what's not to love about that?
Yeah.
So, yes, she is the main woman in this movie. And there's really only one other woman of significance, I would say, unless I've forgotten someone. I mean, I guess the lady that wears the necklace gets a fair few number of scenes.
Right, okay.
And some funny dialogue. But,
I
but
think it's
really
funny that we were both thinking of the same woman as the other woman, and not the one who has so much of the plot revolve around her.
Rose is the other woman that is important to played by Annie Gorossini. She's this Cockney babe who we'll talk about it in the fashion section, but every outfit that Ava and Rose wear is like a new moment in history. We have to talk about it. But I love that Rose was she was a very classic Gangster's Mole character. She was sort of, she was chippy, she was opinionated, she was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. She spent most of her time on her back, respectfully. Even the moment when the trapdoor opens on the plane and she's just standing like right at the edge of this trapdoor, just like casually letting the air blow her baby doll dress up around her thighs, and it's just, oh my God, I loved her.
So brilliant. There was a whole harem of sex workers tied to Adolfo Celli, but she is obviously the standout. But I did love each and every one of them. I thought the idea of like these, just like this group of women lounging around, being waited upon, and having not much to do, that sounds like a dream to me.
What a dream, honestly. Just catching the rays all day.
But the main event is obviously Marissa Mel. I thought she was fantastic in this. I was hesitant about what the acting would be like in this film, knowing and
Right.
loving Barbarella, but I figured it was going to be very 60s, very stilted, and not very winking to the camera. But
Right.
everyone was really committed, but especially Marissa Mel. I thought that she was fabulous in this and so
Yeah.
watchable.
Yeah, she deadpans a lot of it, I feel like, but that's the right tone. Like, you don't want to be like, I mean, the mole character was kind of a bit more caricature-y, but she was right to be. She's the villain's side piece, or piece, main piece, unless the bartender was his main piece. So, yeah, I think that she did do a sort of lovely, understated glamour performance. Apparently, Catherine Deneuve was considered for the role, but she would be too icy, they decided. They needed someone who would have that infatuation and would reflect that off Diabolik. You know, the two of them are in love. And it's very clear throughout the movie and through their actions and through their exchanges and through all the shagging that goes on that that is the case. They are a devoted couple. Like, honestly, one of the best couples in movies now, I think.
Truly, truly, what great
How
couple
many couples would?
representation.
Yeah, who else would take that many risks for their love? So yeah, great performance, a great discovery. I haven't seen her in anything else. I mean, she's dubbed. Everyone is dubbed except Terry Thomas.
Everyone.
That's how they did it in Italian cinema.
Yeah, the dubbing was a lot. And if we're gonna move on to the boys, then I feel like I need to say that Adolfo Celli, Valmont, is A, still daddy, but B, at this point, I don't think I'll ever know what his real voice sounded like. I can only imagine that he speaks like Mickey Mouse, but that he has an unlistenable to voice, because I've never heard his real voice. I've only ever seen him dubbed by many different people at this point.
I think in Italy he sounds like Topolino. That's Mickey Mouse's name over there, I believe. Maybe we need to watch an Italian film with Adolfo Celli in it. You know, maybe we need to find what
Maybe.
else has he done.
Apparently he was prolific, so I'm sure we could find something.
Like, his character in this movie and his character in Thunderball are not notably different in any regard, really, except
Yeah.
for the eye.
Right, you can see both of his eyes in this one. Although he might as well have worn an eye patch in this. He was doing the same sneering, mustache twirling thing.
Yeah, love to see it.
But what I
The other
really love
man
to
to
see...
talk about before we get to...
No, you're right there with me. The other man that we need to talk about before we get to the main event has to be the bartender.
The bartender, Wolfgang Hillinger, who, when we did our previous episode on Modesty Blaze on the audio version of the podcast, we will come back to it again in the future. There was this one sexy blonde security guard in the villain's manse, and the villain, being Dirk Bogarde, lisping it up beautifully, made it very clear why he had hired this gorgeous blonde boy to be his head of security. And then I saw a gorgeous blonde in this movie, and I thought, I have to look him up. He looks, not only is he beautiful, but he looks familiar. And sure enough, Wolfgang Hillinger, a German blonde, like all the Bond henchies that we've talked about. Yeah, I don't know how many other movies he made, but I'm going to track them all down. He's
Yeah, we
so
need to see them
stunning.
all. He is so beautiful. He's so tall. He must be like 6'4" or 6'5". And yes, this like Teutonic blonde wearing a beautiful white suit jacket and yellow shirt and
Gold.
orange paisley
Yeah.
tie. Oh my God. Just so chic, and doesn't say a single word, and that's okay.
My only frustration is that we don't get a good look at him at the hot boy pool party, which, you know, lovely to see. We also got to see all the other sort of henchmen at leisure. One of them, Tiberio, used to be a boxer in Italy, so that's why, you know, he's the one you look at and think he used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
You know, a gorgeous man in his prime and still quite an impressive figure in his middle age. So yeah, there's a bit of eye candy in here, but ultimately it's about the leading man, John Philip Law.
My God. It is all about the leading man and his incredible eyebrow acting. He is just so beautiful. He wears black or white leather catsuits throughout the entire film, and I feel like you can see everything. And he's funny,
I
like
saw everything.
everything. I think he's like really charming in this, and
Mm.
I in Barbarella he's a bit of a blank slate because that's what the film calls for.
Yeah,
And in this, he's also a little bit
yeah.
of a blank slate, but in a really fun way. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, as I said up top, he practiced his eyebrow acting when he read, because apparently he loves comics, but had never read Diabolik. And so he did his research and was like, oh, okay, I'm just acting with my eyes. So I need to just like put some mascara on my brows and stare in the mirror and it works. Like he killed it. That's some of the best eyebrow acting I've ever seen in my life. And that's how he's conveying, like, he's so contained and he's conveying it just through these, like, pantomime glances. Yeah, it is a bit of a neutral role, but at the same time, it's very much the opposite of Pygar. So he has some range along that sort of neutral line. We need to rewatch his Sinbad movie. I need to rewatch his Sinbad movie, even though he is in brownface. Can't be helped. It's happened already. It's done. It's in the world. This is not a sanction. This is just an acknowledgement of reality.
Right. Right. Okay. Can we do this in a way where we don't have to pay for it?
Okay, maybe. Yeah, probably the library probably has it.
Okay, great. Libby.
Love Libby.
Yeah, I mean, who else is there to talk about? I mean, Ginkgo is there.
Sure.
Not an attractive man, has one of those faces that's incredibly familiar. I feel like I've seen him in 1,000 things, but I did look up his IMDb and I was like, I've never seen this man in anything in my entire life.
I mean, I think there's just a whole set of Italian movies that either they broke through to like this cult level or they are only known to like a select few people, like a lot of giallo movies, but also a lot of this type of craziness and camp. And yeah, I'm down to explore more of it. So maybe we'll find him somewhere tucked away, but he's not hot enough for me to look up, unfortunately.
And also not hot, but an incredible actor in this film has got to be Terry Thomas. Just
Oh,
doing
yes.
the most.
Have you seen Terry Thomas in anything else that you can recall?
Not that I can recall. I feel like I would remember him. He's very fey.
Yes, he is very fey. He was married twice. There's no indication that he was gay, but I was shocked to discover that there's no indication that he was gay. Let's put it that way. And yes, he is the most British man in any movie he appears in. His gap between his teeth is iconic.
Which you did in
And
honor
yeah, I just
today,
love,
obviously. Yeah.
in honor of Terry Thomas, I just pulled them apart. And then obviously I'll set them back to their usual
Right.
perfection
Right.
later.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, I love Terry Thomas. He was in a bunch of Carry On films, a bunch of Peter Sellers films. He plays the cad in everything he's in, but apparently was a lovely man in real life. And I look forward to us enjoying more Terry Thomas.
Well, I've seen one Carry On because of this show. I am sure I will see more.
If we can find them, they're not easy to get, unfortunately.
Right. Right.
Speaking of other canons of cinema, the master of the spaghetti western soundtrack produced the music for this movie. And I had forgotten that that was the case. And then the music started playing, and I'm like, oh, right, Ennio Morricone. It's Ennio
wild.
Morricone does disco.
Yeah. It's good. Well, it's good.
The music is good.
The music is good.
The
Well,
music is good.
I both love the song and grew very tired of the song, but I did listen to the song immediately after watching the film.
Okay. And how did it hold up?
I liked it. I listened to a version
it-
that was done in Italian, like it's the native Italian, I guess you might say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it worked better, but I mean, the song worked in the film. It was just a little overused, and it was used so
Little.
much in the first 30 minutes, and then it wasn't revisited when it should have been at the end.
Right. Well, I wasn't mad about it not coming back. It really wore me out. It was the longest cut of a song I've ever heard in my
Deep,
life. Like, I
deep
assume the version you listened
down,
to.
deep, deep down, deep, deep down.
And it's no, like, there's some cheesy hits in Barbarella, but there's also Barbarella, the theme.
Mhm.
And we needed a Diabolik theme, and we didn't get one. And so that's gonna haunt me. But generally, yes, an incredible score. The Morricone Hauser stuff is in there, just over jazz instead of whistling. Incredible, so much fun. And I would definitely listen to the rest of the score again. I just don't think Deep Down is gonna be going on my rotation.
I'm shocked. I really thought that you were going to be gunning for deep, deep down. It seems like right in your wheelhouse. So this is just, yeah, I'm taken aback. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, I wish you could show us
Maybe I
the
need to listen
records
to
that
it
you
again.
have posted above your record player. It's like the Casino Royale soundtrack and other Herb Alpert hits.
That's Baccarat on Casino Royale. He's a legend and an
I
emperor.
was mentioning two different records.
Yeah, yeah. Herb Alpert also a diva queen, so I won't hear anything said against them. Hand in hand with a great Herb Alpert or Baccarat or Morricone soundtrack is the '60s fashion. So this, I think, is going to be the focus of our discussion. Take it away, Shane. Tell me about the fashion.
God, I mean, starting with just Diabolic's catsuit and mask, which covers his nose and mouth, but is like so perfectly form fitted to his face that it hides nothing. Like he could take that mask off and people would be like, "Oh, there's Diabolik." And he could put that mask on and be like, "Oh, there's Diabolik. That is his face. I know what his face looks like." Incredible. Absolutely incredible choice.
He's just good at not getting caught. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
don't need a disguise if you don't get caught.
But then there's Marissa Mel or Eva Kant. Her introduction, this peach peekaboo mini dress, is absolutely fabulous. And she keeps topping that look in every scene that she's in. My personal favorite has to be the eyelet dress. It is a leather
Uh-huh.
dress that has been punched with so many eyelets that there's almost no leather left. And she's wearing
Yes.
this gigantic pearl ring. The pearl is the size of a baby's fist. And then she has matching pearl earrings.
Yeah. Stunning.
Beautiful.
Stunning. And she has a matching swimsuit made of eyelets as well.
So impractical. I mean, God, that thing is going to create so much drag in the water. I guess it's not a bikini for swimming. It's a bikini for lounging or doing crime.
Yeah. None of these women ever really swim. They just bathe. But anyway, drag is art and art is subjective. So if the swim costume has a lot of drag, that's fine. We don't judge.
That's
It's
right.
valid.
That's right.
The other outfit I would call out for Eva Kant is the orange outfit that we sort of first or second see her in, I guess. That's just like slashed fabric, basically. It's like a dungaree set, but made out of tissue paper that's just hanging off
Brilliant.
her. And it's in a volcanic orange. And I love a volcanic orange.
Oh yeah, really gorgeous. I also want to talk about Rose's, that's the mall with the blonde bob. She has
Yeah.
this orange plastic triangle backless top.
Yes.
And that is something that I feel like we would see on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe RuPaul's Drag Race
Yes.
UK, but what an incredible piece.
She
We
pairs
both
it with these silver glitter leggings that you would definitely see at the main stage at Drag Race UK, because there's some Claire's accessory stuff going on there. But it's such a bold pairing.
my God, saw like when we started seeing the fashion being thrown at us on the screen, we both said we need to get our friend Levi to watch this film immediately as their and start building costumes as their catfish drag persona.
We're going to have to start paying Levi royalties for the number of times we mention them.
Him, my mom, Carl.
Hi, Mrs. H. Uh, some other fashion that I loved, the press conference, everyone wearing these chic, cool outfits, including, of course, I almost said Barbarella, Diabolik and Eva. I think Eva's is she wearing the sunglasses and the leopard print in that sequence?
Yes, she is.
And he's wearing this stick thin, like fitted suit and I think a polo.
Black turtleneck.
Sorry, polo is what we say in the UK, and it's very confusing.
Sorry.
Turtleneck, yes. Skinny men have so much fashion power, and John Philip Law embodies that throughout this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've already mentioned the bartender's white suit jacket, gold yellow
Gorgeous.
shirt, orange paisley tie, great combo. Definitely want to find that for myself, for my work outfit. Just putting that out into the universe. If anyone sees anything like that at a Value Village, let me know.
I am not the universe, Shay.
As much as you wish you were.
There's an itty little bit of it.
I also love that everyone of Valmont's women just wears gigantic sunglasses, like huge plastic rimmed sunglasses, all like, yes, exactly. Just cat eyes everywhere. Really, really brilliant pieces.
Loved it. Let's also talk about cars, because the Jag is the featured vehicle of the movie, and there are so many Jaguars or Jaguars, but it's dubbed in British English, so Jaguars. Think of Terry Thomas, Jaguar.
Think of Terry Thomas.
Diabolik owns an entire fleet of Jaguars in different colors. Incredible.
That was such
Beautiful
a reveal when okay, first of all, he drives his Jaguar into his underground lair in he drives his Jaguar into his underground lair, and the visual for that is like something out of Thunderbirds, which we just watched, and you can go and watch that video, but the miniatures are on, I would say, on a lesser par than what we get in the Thunderbirds. It was amazing. And truly, Diabolik lives on a cheap version of Tracy Island. I was ecstatic.
Tracy's cul-de-sac. Yeah. It's but it's so stunning down there. Like, he has a Gustav Graves sex den. Like, just like the lab in Die Another Day, but it's all bed and money. And it spins around. I mean, it's the best bed in movie history.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's so much great design, including a lot of brutalist architecture. Like, the movie starts with brutalist exteriors and then brutalist interiors for Ginkgo's office. And I do love a bit of brutalism. So yeah, I loved all the looks. A bubble helicopter, that's so 60s.
I love a bubble helicopter. It just brings me right back to You Only Live Twice, Little Nelly. I also love the shower that he has in his home, in his lair. Oh my God, it is to die for. It has, like, first of all, it's just floor to ceiling glass, but it also has this circular plastic cutout right in the privates area, a modesty circle, if you will, so you can see a hint of flesh, but not actually see the flesh. Brilliant. And then just above the circle is this red glass square, just to bring it all together. And then at the back of the shower are like thousands of plants. He's just watering his plants with shower runoff.
I love that.
I mean, I need to put plants in the shower now. Am I
Yeah.
wrong? All plants should be
No, you
living
are
in that
right.
humid environment.
Certain plants, not all plants, but yes, it's an amazing. Well, and also they have his and her showers. Eva has a differently placed color patch, um, and yeah, they're like either side. I felt like it was either side of the driveway or something. Like it was
Yeah.
they were near each other, but not next to each other.
Also, this incredible fluffy robe towel, which I need. It's just like a huge parka-sized towel/robe that Eva slips into after her shower. Really great stuff. You mentioned the spinning bed. I couldn't help but think of Austin Powers. I actually couldn't help but think of Austin Powers throughout this film, and surely this is
Absolutely.
definitely an influence on that film in a lot of ways.
For the fourth Austin Powers movie, he can introduce a diabolic character played by, I'm guessing, Mike Myers.
Let me guess, Mike Myers?
Um,
Yeah.
doing a thick Italian accent. He loves his accents. We should also shout out the nightclub scene. We don't get to spend long in the nightclub, but the first thing that happens when they cut to the nightclub is that we see a woman dancing in a cage, and I'm like, I'm in good hands. I'm in
I'm in.
safe hands.
Yep. Yep. God, sexual politics be damned. I love a woman dancing in a stripper cage. I think that is the height
And I will
of
accept,
club.
yeah, any gender dancing in a stripper cage. To be fair, I love
Yes.
to see it.
And I feel like there were other genders dancing in those stripper cages. There were a lot of stripper cages.
The club was mostly stripper cages.
Yeah.
So strange.
And
Basically
a
a habit
very
trail.
long line of reefer passing.
Yes, bisexual reefer passing. It was just going
I mean,
man,
we've
woman, man,
slipped
man.
we've slipped right into the queerness of this movie.
Yes.
And boy, did we slip into it. I mean, the film starts off with leather-clad bikers, which may not have been a red flag back then, but is certainly a red flag now.
And they were the cops.
And they were the cops. Were they cops? I don't know about that. I felt like
I
they were
thought they were.
hired.
Well, maybe they were. Maybe they were. Ginkgo is not cutting any corners in his pursuit of Diabolik, so gay biker gangs, sure.
Why not? Diabolik, as mentioned, wears cat suits throughout the entire film. That's a little...
Yes.
Yeah. Terry
It's
Thomas.
high fashion.
Terry Thomas being Terry Thomas.
Terry Thomas, yeah, representing whether he means to or not. I mean, honestly, that man is so British, and at a certain point of Britishness, you just become gay. Look at me.
Sorry.
It just happens. I'm fine with it.
I don't make the rules.
There were hot men in basically every scene, just like lurking in the
Yeah.
background. I mean, John and Philip Law was the hot man in most scenes, obviously. And he does get to strip down. We don't get to, really ogle him, but we do get to see just how trim and slim and just sort of tan and tall, tan, lithe and lovely, I think is the phrase.
Yes. The boy from Ipanema. I mean, the Reefer Club, obviously, the bisexual energy of the passing of the joint. That is a queer club, without a
Yes.
doubt. And Valmont's harem of women and men, I think, also
And
needs to be
men,
mentioned.
yeah. In Italy, they don't call it homosexuality. They just call it relaxing, you know?
Yeah.
They call it antipasti.
Yeah.
There's a little queer behind the scenes note, or at least I think this qualifies as a queer behind the scenes note. Apparently, John Philip Law and Melissa Mel, they instantly clicked, and they decided to live together while filming the movie. Which obviously, living in sin is queer to begin with. But they found a little black kitten and named him Diabolik, and lived with the little black kitten while they filmed the movie, and that's so gay. A rescue
My
cat?
heart. You've seen that meme, I'm sure. Elphaba and Johnny Bailey. He has a name in the film, but I just know him as Johnny Bailey.
Yeah.
About how, like, a lesbian and a gay find each other and fight for each other.
Right. Yeah. That might have been them. They just need a black cat. And she's a witch. Why didn't she have
And
a...
she's a witch. Why
I
didn't she
guess
have a black
cats are
cat?
not... The
Well, the
cat would have
only
been
cat
Chappie.
she
Would have
had
been...
kind of rejected her.
Was a dick. Yeah. What a
Yeah.
piece of... Anyway.
Anyways,
Any other queerness that you'd like to call out?
that's all that I had on my list.
Yeah. Vibes. Queer vibes all the way, but is it enough?
We'll go with that.
We'll find out as we get into the scoring. Quick recap. We score the movie between 1 to 5 points. That tells you how good the movie is. And then we have bonus points to tell you how queer the movie is, where we give it bonus points based on the women, the boys, the music, the fashion, and the actual on-stage queerness. And we may apply a penalty if anything's really offensive or upsetting or just plain wrong. So, Shane, let's start with your movie score. What are you giving Danger Diabolik?
I can't give everything a 5. I'm going to start off with that. I want to give this 5. I loved it.
The number of things from the 60s specifically that we give 5s to is revealing.
I can't lie. This is my aesthetic. This was the height of fashion.
Yeah.
This was politics at its most revolutionary. It's just such a visual feast. The only thing that is holding me back is the stupid plot of this film, which bounces around and never really lands anywhere, and nothing is very important. And also we're cheering for a terrible, terrible person. But I don't know. None of that seems to matter. It didn't matter in Barbarella. Why should it matter here? I'm convincing myself at this point. I'm going to give it a 5.
Barbarella's okay. I'm going to go with a 4. I think it's just under Barbarella. And I've only seen it once. Maybe my opinion will change over time, but I think it's just shy of perfect. So there you go. Okay, our first bonus point is the women, and it's going to get my point. So I'm guessing it's going to get yours.
Yeah. For Marissa Mel alone, she's just so...
Yeah, Ava's a great character, a very progressive character, and usually one woman being awesome alone, like she'd have to be pretty substantially awesome, but the mole character, Rose, as well, she won my heart. I loved her so much. So yeah, easy point.
And the boys.
The boys, Shane.
I mean, God, there was a lot of great eye candy. And John Philip Law and his eyebrow acting do so much work in selling me on the sex of this film. I'm going to give it a...
Yeah, it's a film that's trying to sexualize and objectify John Philip Law, and I appreciate his continued contributions to the genre. The music, Ennio Morricone's score, maybe not one of his best loved ones, but that's because it's outside his sort of usual wheelhouse, I think. What did you think?
I enjoyed the score. The theme song is crazy, and I did end up liking it. But I think I'm actually going to withhold the point because it didn't have a diabolic theme. It didn't have something that reoccurred that let us know who the character was.
Yeah, I agree. That was my sticking point as well. Like deep down grated on me so much. I love the Morricone stuff. I think this is definitely a listenable to score if you drop deep down from the rotation. But I don't think it rises to the level of an all-timer, so I'm also withholding the point on this one. But we're going to fashion next, and there's no question in my mind that this gets the fashion point.
Absolutely. Such a fashionable movie. That might be the point of this film.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. I think that's, there's a little canon of 60s fashion movies, and this and Barbarella and Modesty Blaze, like they all sing from the heavens in their fashion choices. Queerness, this is where I know you like to be a purist about the on-screen canonicity of queerness. I'm a little more vibes based. How are we gonna split this one?
Man, it's tough. I am a bit of a hardliner about this, and Terry Thomas not being an out gay actor is not helping me in this decision. I really thought that he was, and to hear that he's not
Did you too?
I'm shook. There's that, it's a vibe in the reefer scene where two men are passing a joint to each other. But look, I know a lot of straight men, and I've passed a lot of joints with them. Unfortunately, for better or worse, nothing sexual ever happened. So I can't give it the queer point. I'm sorry. I just have to stick to
I
my
get
guns
it.
on this.
I'm torn on this one. It's kind of like this and the music are both in the same sort of liminal space for me, where it like could go either way. And I think on this one, I'm gonna go the way of giving the point just because I feel like this has canonicity. It has the hot bartender. Not that the movie itself offers a canon queer character, but that the movie itself is part of the queer canon of cinema for the way that it treats John Philip Law, for the way that it treats the female leads, for the fashion of it all, the sexuality of it all. And I am vibes based, so it's going to get that point from me.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
Which means you give this movie an 8, and I give this movie an 8.
Wow. Now, are
Are we
we
are we getting
applying
more
a
simpatico
penalty? I think we might be. I mean, what would you
because of
give
the
it a penalty
Italians?
for? Well,
Yeah,
honestly, there are no people of color in this film. I don't
true.
think there's a single person of color in this film.
Unless you're working Ellis Island in the nights, then they're all people of color.
God. Good
They're
God.
very strange standards back then. No Italians, no Irish. The building of America. Yeah, it's a very white movie. Is canonically straight, or texturally it is straight. But the women are great, and I don't think it's offensive. I don't think it crosses any lines.
No, I'm going to agree. We had to have the discussion. I think it's important to
Got it with the
have.
discussion.
But I mean, God, we are in line with that 8 score. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fabulous movie. It is worth watching, and it's got queer vibes, which I'm down
Yes.
for. And it's like late 60s. There's just not a better time in cinema for me than the late 60s.
Yeah. The whole thing is a subversive feast. I would say if you are a queer person, spend a little time with Diabolik. Get to know Diabolik,
We didn't even discuss like some major plot points, and I kind of just
No.
a spoiler alert for the ending here, but the movie ends with Diabolik stealing a gold ingot the size of a truck for a Winnebago for Eva, and he melts it down with a laser, and they get caught by Ginkgo and his men, and the ingot explodes, essentially. This hot gold lava goes everywhere and turns Diabolik into a golden statue. You know what?
Yeah.
That might be pretty gay.
And also, like, they leave us on a cliffhanger. Like, he's alive in there somehow. He's going to be back.
Gonna be back. It only took them 60
He wasn't.
years.
Yes.
No,
I
we
don't know
discovered that
the new movies were.
there is a trilogy of new Diabolik films, which we may have
Yes.
to watch because they feature very sexy men.
Yes. I love the fact that Diabolik, there are 3 actors at least who have played Diabolik. So he's in the grand tradition of Bond, Just shake it up every once in a while, or every time, possibly.
I think it's every time.
All right. So an 8 out of 10. That is a strong endorsement from us. I have to go scrub my eyebrows clean, which is going to take the rest of the night. So if you enjoyed this video, please do click the like button and subscribe, and tell a friend. Tell 2 friends. Hey, you don't have to go further than that. 2's enough. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, kiss kiss.
Bang, bang. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can follow Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at KKBBpod, or email us at kisskissbangbangpod@gmail.com.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is recorded in Toronto on the traditional territory of many nations. including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples.